Prague Special Championship. You saw Miloslav as well. I think he was top 8, lost against Tort, where he was playing Zoroark early support, so he is part of the Zoroark gang, and he's also using a GX marker with a Cyrus, not conspiracy, but Cyrus initiative, exactly. Also a really cool card with Sableye in the 2010 format. Yeah, but this is expanded. Feels kind of like unlimited at some points, where you just like you draw your whole deck and you can do everything you would ever imagine to do. There is no resources. It's just every card you play, you can play. It feels like as often as you want. Like you can hex every turn literally, and then the game is over.
Yeah.
Miloslav opens with a battle compressor. So
It's Sableye Garbodor is one of these decks you have to be so careful when you're playing against, because of course it doesn't win the same way that most decks do. It will normally the game state when you're playing a Sableye Garbodor boils down to your opponent just trick shoveling you constantly until they give you like a bad draw from the top of your deck, and then you just draw, pass, and then it just carries on like that until you eventually deck out and lose. But what Miloslav has to do is be very careful. He doesn't want to not deck pin at all, because he wants to make sure he's actually drawing good cards, but at the same time he doesn't want to deck pin so much that he ends up running out of cards more quickly. He has to find the right balance between the two.
yeah, so here you see Miloslav with Battle Compressor taking some time, grabbing 2 eggs and a Jetsis. And Jetsis is actually a really important card in this matchup. Junk Hunt allows you to put 2 item cards from your discard pile into your hand, and the goal of the deck, of course, is to use that every turn. If you grab Puzzle of Time, you just take 2 cards out of your discard pile, so really strong. It's kind of similar to the Oranguru, but these cards go directly into your hand. Oranguru takes some time until you actually get access to the cards you put into your deck, but Sableye just has them immediately. But they're always item cards, so Jetsis will shuffle these back, so that's why it's really strong.
Except he doesn't have access to it right now. He's compressed it away, but actually his hand is not that good. All he did was Hex Maniac and pass.
Yeah, now Cristian's turn. The Hex Maniac only really matters if Cristian has to use a Tapu Lele or a Tapu Lele to get a supporter card. That's kind of unlikely to actually be forced to use it. We can see the prize cards that Cristian has actually 2 Sableyes prized, which is really unfortunate because you always have to get your Sableyes back. They will get knocked out quite often, so you use cards like Super Rod to shuffle them back. But if you only have access to 2 Sableyes, you can always only Super Rod 1. Or maybe if your hand cards are quite strong, you can Super Rod 2 and your Garbodor is active with a Floatstone, and then you can play Level Ball to get the Sableye immediately. But that's quite problematic. And here we see an N from Cristian, probably not the card he really wants. Miloslav's turn 1 didn't seem that great, like I already said. Hex Maniac usually a really strong card turn 1, not that much against Sableye Garbodor, and now potentially giving Miloslav a lot better hand. But of course, Cristian, if he does not have anything else, he has to play the N, otherwise he might actually lose the next turn.
He had a Gladiator he could have played as well, and that would have gotten him another Pokemon, which is the main thing he wants right now. Of course, it doesn't matter about a life draw on the field. If Cristian isn't able to find another basic Pokemon, Miloslav could just bench 2 more Pokemon, attach double colors, Volta Zoroark, and win the game. And I don't see another basic in Cristian's hand.
But he does have a
Trainers
Map for an Ultra Ball, so
he has been saved.
at least he's still in the game. And also, he couldn't play the Gladion at the beginning because he didn't use prize cards at that time, I think. Or did he? He only played the Trainer's Main.
You're right, yeah.
So,
right.
yeah. This is really cool if you know your prize cards. You can do these kind of plays. It's also important to check for, like sometimes even for unimportant stuff. Like, if you know how many Guzmas or Junipers you have in your prize card, sometimes you have like a 50-50 chance of drawing what you need from the prize cards, and then you can make better plays, knowing that you will potentially draw them. And here you see the turbo drawing, checking what cards are in the prizes from Cristian here. He needs to check almost every card because there is also a puzzle of time in the prize card, so that's actually worse and he's also taking notes, which is quite usual. It's usual for these kind of decks. Also, as you can see, he's using Blend Energy. Really cool card. Allows you to use Psychic Energy on top of the Grass Energy. And then
Stop.
And Dark and Fire.
exactly.
So
Usually it doesn't. Usually you just play Rainbow Energy, but the extra damage is not so good, and you can play something like a Prism Energy in this deck as well, because you want the Psychic Energy to attack with Garbodor, not the block Garbodor, but the Trash Land.
yes, so the Trash Land is a sort of a really nice option that saves like Garbodor games, because it now can actually output. If it just needs to attack and take prizes, the Trash Land Garbodor is something it can actually do that with, and so the Blend Energy is just the perfect addition to be able to make that happen.
And Tapu Lele, not too great. And here we see Jirachi, the promo Jirachi, which can get rid of a special energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. It also deals 10 damage, which aren't so relevant in this kind of deck, but then it also doesn't get damage next turn. So if you manage to run out your opponent out of resources, or you use a Trick Shovel play to already determine the top card from your opponent's deck, you can just get rid of a double colors energy card, and you're safe for a turn. And yeah, that's quite strong, especially if you know like your opponent has double colors card in their hand, but they don't have access to a Guzma or a Pokemon Ranger. Then they can't do anything. Now Miloslav's turn. He needs to be quite careful with his resources, so his turns will potentially be a little bit longer, because every play he does puts him one card less in the deck. And yeah, the Treasure Land you already talked about is a really cool option to have against decks that try to run you out of resources. It makes the most sense to just set up one single Pokemon, attach all energies to that one. Either you have nothing on your bench, or you only have like a Pokemon you need for your strategy on the bench. But the Treasure Land can just take a big knockout in the late game. So your opponent always has potentially to set up two Pokemon. But if they do that, you can use Guzma or Lysander on the benched one while they set it up. And this way you can outplay your opponent. So it's a really cool addition to the deck, which came with the Guardians Rising set.
Indeed. Now we see Miloslav grabbing Zoroark here, so he's not too far away from being able to actually just knock out the Sableye. He would need to find himself the double colours and two more bench Pokemon, but he needs to. Again, it's about finding a balancing act. He needs to find the right balance between making sure that he doesn't just needlessly use up all his energy, which can easily be discarded, but also making sure that he's running through enough Cristian stuff to make sure that he actually can proceed to a point where he can win the game. And right now, he's got the double colours, so he's got Shaman, so he only needs one more bench Pokemon now, and he will have the knockout. Ideally, he finds a Field Blur so he can actually take a prize as well. As a red card.
Yeah, so the red card here, while not being too strong, can hinder Cristian's setup. We know that he had a Tapu Lele in his hand and two Trainer's Mane, and he had 5 hand cards. So the red card is definitely a strong play here, but of course this is a resource you waste on a later turn where you could have just shuffled away like 2 puzzles. But of course here, if Miloslav can delay the turn the Garbodor or the Trubbish goes into play just by 1, that's already a huge advantage.
Yeah, it is. So now, and, there's another Zoroark, so he's got the knockout ready now. He would have had it before even if he didn't have the Ultra Ball, because of course he did discard the Execute with the trade ability, so he could just use Propagation to bring that back up and put it on the bench if that was needed, and then it's not. There's a Versus Seeker as well, and he's like now he gets this, and oh, look at Cristian's hand, David. There's a Flagrant and a Trubbish.
That's quite good for just a 2 hand card hand, but you also have to keep in mind that if there is no good item in this discard pile left, then this hand is not that amazing. Also, the Sableye is getting knocked out.
No, exactly, that's what I mean.
Oh.
So no, the whole thing's good. I'm saying it's a terrible hand. He can flag on Magic Trollish, but then that's it. Depending on, he needs to draw something really good.
So no prize card drawn for Miloslav because of the live due.
Yeah.
Cristian will still be. He gets the Trainer's Mail at his end, so.
Locked out that time. So now he's got the Adam's Trainer's Mail, so he's been bailed out a little bit there. He's actually just going to get a bench Trubbish and play the end.
Yeah, alright. So usually the hand would have been quite fine actually, but of course with the knockouts, nothing in Christian's board. And also because now the end is a lot stronger, a lot weaker because of the live due earlier. Miloslav draws 6 cards, so it's really likely that he can get around the Jirachi. And Cristian actually draws his last Sableye and finds an energy. His hand's now looking really nice. He has a Trick Shovel, gets rid of the Zoroark actually, and using Stardust to discard the double colors energy card as
really
well.
strong.
And now it's looking really good for Cristian. He has most things he needs. If Miloslav can find a Guzma, he can play around Cristian's turn. But then of course the Jirachi is still in play, can just attack again, and Miloslav still needs an energy. So quite a few cards he's looking for now, and if he wants to dig, there's even more cards in the discard pile. So now you see he discarded a Hex Maniac with Trade, so 1 card less just to have, to not deck out. And this is why you can see, we were talking about this earlier, Sableye Garbodor, we didn't really know how well it performs against Zoroark, but just the fact that he's in top 4 shows us that he can win against Zoroark.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, interesting to see that he did play the computer search, discarding 2 the executes after a double propagation. This tells me that he's going to be he's going to the Trubbish. Interesting.
Yeah, so he just needs to prevent. I think he needs to prevent Cristian from getting a Garbodor in play, and also Miloslav doesn't know what we know, that there's no Sableye left for Cristian. And also, even if you knock out the Sableye, it's quite likely that the Stardust comes active. And this is
exactly as it's happened now.
This is also an interesting side note that Jirachi actually got better with Guardians Rising as well, because now a lot of players only play Guzma and no Lysander.
So they want to play around it, they have to switch.
They have to switch as well.
Yeah.
So it forces them to always have another Pokemon on the bench that they can use. So they always need like 1 extra card.
Yes, they do. Now, if we go back to, guys, remember yesterday our expanded bingo, one of them was a Hypnotoxic Laser Head's Tail, so we might actually be able to tick that off finally from your bingo sheets. If you find that on my Twitter, that's at XanatuNP, XANATUNP. You can follow along and see how many spots you can tick off. I think we covered most of them yesterday, but this is definitely one we weren't able to, so any luck.
Yeah, and talking about Guzma, while Jirachi gets a little bit stronger, Hypnotoxic Laser gets a lot weaker.
Yeah,
because Guzma is an easy way for a Versus Seeker to become just a way to heal, poison, and sleep. So now, usually, if you would have only access to Lysander, you would need to play Lysander and then somehow also wake up, considering if the Zoroark stays asleep. But yeah, this is not necessary anymore with Guzma, so yeah, the card changed a little bit how to play against Sableye. A double puzzle, getting back a Trubbish, which is really important, like we already said. Miloslav does not want to have the with the poison, Verbank, laser,
sleep heads, so can't take off
40 damage.
Can't take off the slot yet.
So Miloslav gets an hex. And now there is like a timer on the Zoroark. Kind of forced to be there. And if it doesn't get on the bench, then it will get knocked out at some point. Which is also pretty cruel. Usually, like, deck out decks can't deal damage But Sableye Garbodor just plays a few laser and Verbank City Gym to just stack some damage on the opponent, so sometimes in some turns they always have to play a way to get rid of that. Here we see a Floatstone, I think, attached to the active Zoroark GX, which means he can get rid of the poison. However, he still needs to get the Jirachi out of the active spot. Another option he has in theory is to just Sky Return if he has the double colors, but no way to get the Trubbish active, which will just be, have one Pokemon left. On your bench. I don't. I thought about Headringer, but that doesn't make any sense anymore because of Pokemon GX. It doesn't work with them. And Miloslav actually revealing that he plays Foul Play Zoroark, a really interesting card. It used to be like the go-to. The other one. Yeah, no problem. It used to be like the go-to Zoroark for the Zoroark GX decks. It expanded, but most people figured out that the breakthrough Zoroark is just better in the mirror match because you can foul play just Zoroark GX's attack, and that doesn't deal more damage. But against other decks that are not mirror match, foul play is insanely good. Especially Sableye Garbodor, you can just take 2 puzzles back into your hand. It's kind of like an Orangaroo in that perspective.
Yeah, it is. So now here comes another trade debate. It looks like looking to the sky for answers. Miloslav looking up, thinking, "Oh, what do I do here? Someone, give me something."
He already played Chorus, so he can't get rid of the Jirachi now. And the Jirachi also has a Floatstone, so Cristian next turn can just retreat, use Junk Hunt. But if then there's also a Garbodor, then Miloslav doesn't have access to trade anymore, so he needs to make sure his hand is full with consistency.
Yeah, he needs to make his hand as good as it can be right now, as we do see a Battle Compressor being played, starting supposed to be Executor, Executes, and Bridget. Quite interesting, he opts to discard the Executor, considering that could be useful against Sableye at some point. I mean, there's lots of supports you can stop. You can stop things like Handiwork and just Guzman and just general things.
Yeah, but I think Blockade is always risky because you need a double colors energy card to use it. And Enhanced Hammer is an item as well as a Puzzle of Time, so you don't really stop the most threatening things.
No, that's true as well, I guess.
And here we see Miloslav just putting the Shaman active. It's the best Pokemon to have active probably, because you can always just Sky Return, put it back into your hand. And against Jirachi, of course, doesn't get any damage. And if you play Guzma, whatever. The active Pokemon doesn't matter then anymore. But Cristian here, with his Garbodor, only one card away from the lock.
Interestingly enough, opting to play the Dragon's Exalted Garbodor rather than the Breakpoint one.
Yeah, so I think the only reason in this kind of deck to decide is the attack. So you have to play the Garbodor with the worst attack. Because then if it gets copied, I don't know, I think one of them has like Confusion and Poison.
Yeah, Offensive Bomb.
Yeah, so
that's
in theory...
That's on the Breakpoint one.
Yeah, so with that you can actually knock out the Garbodor, but this just deals 60. So...
okay, that makes sense.
I mean, it's really unlikely, but because...
But foul play,
actually. I mean, like, if your opponent uses foul play and you have Verbank City Gym in play, in theory, if you don't get it out of the active spot, it gets knocked out going into your opponent's turn, which is the worst thing.
Yeah.
So this might be the reason. The other one might just be that he had the one, which is often like we talk with a lot of players and ask like, why do you play this Zorua or this Ralts or this Trubbish, and they're just like, I don't pay €5 for a common, especially not if I have the card. just not the ultra perfect version of that. So Miloslav's turn really quick, just this guy return we were able to foresee. A Gladion now, finally able to get another Sableye if there is nothing more important, but he goes for... Oh, he didn't go for the puzzle piece, right? Oh no, I missed what he took. He didn't take Sableye, he didn't take the puzzle. There was a Guzma as well in there.
Well,
It's a float stone.
Well, we're gonna find out anyway, so...
Yeah, he took the float stone, because he just needs the float stone right now. Right now the float stone is the most important card.
Yes, of course.
Usually you would have either taken a Sableye or a Puzzle of Time in this situation, but he needs the lock now.
Yeah, he does.
So that's way more important.
Yeah, so he's going to take the float stone, like you said. It gets attached to the Garbotoxin Garbodor, so now Garbotoxin is in effect. There will be no more abilities from either side of the field apart from Garbotoxin, which means that Miloslav can't do trade, can't do propagation, can't do all these things that actually make his deck good.
Yeah, really, really tough spots. There used to be a double colors energy card in Miloslav's hand, but now it's just 4 random. And we see another Junk Hunt coming. Or did you already use it?
He must have done. Yeah.
Alright, so playing really fast here to get the best of 3 done.
It's good he's doing that, because I think that's part of the reason why Cristian's seen so much success. If he's been playing Sableye Garbodor at the speed that he has throughout the entire tournament, then he actually is able to finish games, and that's one of the biggest struggles Sableye Garbodor sometimes has, so that's a credit to him, definitely.
Yeah, it's a quite complicated deck, so you have to think a lot, which means if you don't have a lot of practice, you won't be able to do well at a tournament, because you will just get timeouts really often.
Yeah, you will, and that's...
but you need to make you need to decide really, really fast, and yeah, that's quite cool.
Yeah, it is. So now...
Miloslav just played a Field Blower, so he can trade again and propagate. And we see a double Puzzle of Time, grabbing 2 double colors energy cards, so now he's able to draw another prize. If he also has a Guzma in his hand, he can actually take out the Garbodor.
Which I'm sure he'd like to do, if he can.
And yeah, let's see, he will reveal it sooner or later anyways. Otherwise, he might actually, if he has a Shaman, or access to a Shaman, he can also Sky Return again, which means you could save his double colors energy card. But it seems like he is actually going for the full play game. And now, I don't know if Miloslav tested the matchup, probably not. But if his game plan is just to try to outplay my opponent with a lot of Puzzle of Times, then that might be an option. And he plays Getsus, red card Getsus, for a hand without any item cards. So the deck with so many item cards, quite unfortunate. Miloslav now retreats and gets himself some puzzle back.
Yeah, so of course, Miloslav saying to Cristian, you're not the only one who can use Junk Hunt. I've got this foul play Zoroark here, I can do it as well.
The only problem with this strategy is that you can't use it so well, like against Wailord. So if you have Urguru against Wailord, you almost always win. But if you have Zoroark against Sableye, it's still, they have laser, and they can actually take a knockout slowly, but they can. And you give your opponent, you both just take 2 hand cards.
Yeah.
So Sableye can trade 1 for 1, which means that you don't gain anything, but the laser will just take a knockout on you. So you can't just only use full play, you still have to do other things. Also, Confuse Ray is a card which you often use to get out of these kind of situations. Cristian here was able to draw the 2 puzzles back, and yeah, now finds another Flow Stone, the one which was discarded earlier, is able to put the ability lock back again. He has a Tapoleda in his hand, so he was just really quickly reconsidering, do I need to grab a supporter before I turn on my Garbodor? Also something which is often done wrong.
Yeah.
People are just, they don't really think about it, they're like, oh, whatever. Or they play its Maniac first, and then they realize, oh, I didn't trade it
Yeah.
yet.
They think, oh, I want to draw more cards off a Shaman, so I'm going to play the text first and then play the Shaman, draw more cards.
Yeah, that's the usual brain turn off, kind of. But that happens sometimes.
It does.
Here,
I think I did it once, and I didn't do it again because.
Yes, exactly. I had also really stupid things I did to lose the game because of just I announced the wrong thing accidentally or something like that. Cristian just junk hunting again, putting 2 puzzles of time I think back into his hand. Miloslav has another double colors energy card. Of course, he did have the 2 puzzles in his hand, but Cristian did play red card. So kind of fortunate for him. He uses another junk hunt, taking he wanted to take a double colors energy card. I think he thought about Oranguru,
Maybe. Yeah.
or he thought like, yeah, junk hunt is kind of like double puzzle, right?
Yeah.
So it's
So no,
almost
Junk can get you double puzzle, but you can't actually do the thing that double puzzle does.
Until we see a really bad puzzle, a really bad junk hunt actually. It's with the computer search, it's not the best card you can take, but he did get the
It's a crushing hammer. It's a tails though.
yeah, but he did not get.
Stop.
He has the field blower and the computer search.
Mhm.
So the computer search usually would be really bad because you discard 2 hand cards and then you take 1 card off your deck. But if you have the field blower anyways, you can use propagate first because after you turn off Garbodor, you don't lose any hand cards.
No,
so
exactly.
this way he can just search his deck for maybe double puzzle even if he has one of them already in his hand. We know one is prized, so it's a little bit less likely. But yeah, Cristian actually going for another red card. And this is like kind of one of the strategies your deck has. Like you red card until you can tell your opponent doesn't have good card in his hand.
And then you just keep.
And then you
essentially-
use the trick shower
Yeah.
stuff. What does he play?
Yeah, you definitely play Trick Shovel. He definitely does. I saw him earlier.
Oh yeah, because his deck list is Italian, so I don't understand everything on there. And I haven't seen the trick shovel either, so I was like,
That's it.
okay, so only 1 trick shovel.
Yeah,
But we will try to find it out later. Actually, can you look up what trick shovel is called in Italian? All right.
Connor's on the case, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, but you just play trick shovel. You play red card, and you can tell your opponent from their last turn, like, oh, they didn't really do anything, that their hand isn't great, and then you go trick shovel until, yeah, always until you find a card that they don't need, and then with laser sometimes you just win, or if you get really lucky with the trick shovels, then you can sometimes even just win because they deck out.
Yeah.
And if you hit the right order of cards, you can also deck out your opponent.
I think that's how Cristian ended up beating Nico in the top 8. Just able to trick shovel the right time to hit 2 versus seekers and then kind of won the game from there.
Yeah, but Nico plays the same list as Tort, so he plays Oranguru, but not the Zoroark. 2 very different cards in this matchup, especially because Oranguru doesn't get you the cards immediately. You always have to use you have to invest cards, so you get 3, but often you lose maybe even more than 3 just to get to these cards.
Yeah.
And then Oranguru, if there is a Verbing City in play, also gets knocked out quite fast just by the laser damage, and you don't apply that much pressure, so compared to Zoroark. So here we see the field or computer search. Did he just draw them from the red cards? Yeah, he did, right?
Possibly. No, he had trades.
Yeah, so he used he draw the field blower from the red card and then also got access to his computer search. You know these situations where you put in place N or red card and you just draw the same hand or almost the same hand? Like it's kind of frustrating sometimes when you have a really bad hand and then the other hand is equally bad or sometimes even worse. But also if you have a really good hand and then you put in place red card, as the point of the opponent, if you just place the same card again, then That's kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
So here we see Guzma. Now Miloslav again being able to take out the Garbodor. This is especially good because Cristian doesn't have any Trubbish in play, so he can't get the Garbodor back.
Yeah,
But he should play a 2. Yeah, he does play a 2-2 line.
Yeah. He actually plays a 3-2 line.
Oh yeah, 3. Yeah, so he plays 3-2 and then 2 of the other Garbodor.
Yeah.
So he plays the Garbage Collection, the 60 HP Trubbish once, and then he plays 2 of the Breakpoint Trubbish, which actually can also get rid of an energy card if you flip heads.
Because
So
there's
it
a
really-
energy acid spray.
Yeah, it goes really well to the strategy. The other decks that can actually attack usually play the 2-drop Trubbish, because in some situations it can deal even like 60, 80 damage. So that can stack up, especially if you're going against something like Buzzwole. It can be really, really strong. But in this deck, the other Trubbish just makes more sense.
Yeah, it does.
So we see a Verse Seeker come down. Seems like Cristian is planning to just use Stardust and pair it with an N, and he actually gets 2 Trubbish down onto the bench, and here you can see the beauty of both of them.
Oh yes, definitely.
Usually you would just play only the Garbage Collection, or in this deck maybe 2 Garbage Collection and then 2 of the red coin ones, but of course the 70 HP is too important in matchups like Buzzwole or Landorus.
Now.
Yeah, so the Stardust actually, yeah, it already happened, so now it's Miloslav's turn again. For Cristian it would have also been good to get like a Field Blower at some point, just to get rid of the Floatstone. But of course his board position is still looking quite well.
And then there is, interestingly enough, there is. So now with the Stardust in effect again, it forces Miloslav to find another Guzma, which Granted does have access to trade, so that's not an impossibility. At the same time, it's a bit unfortunate for him that Cristian was able to find 2 Trubbishes, because you can't exactly take it both out, and it's a very real possibility that Cristian could just set up the Garbodor again next turn, and then Miloslav will be in a bit of a sad position. So he wants to try and make sure he's able to re-establish or to get as much value of his trades whilst he can. And we do see the 2 puzzles of time being played together as well, so it's going to be interesting to see where he actually gets off of this. There is double colourless is something that, I mean, he could just get back double colourless and Guzma, then you could get KO on the Sableye perhaps, and that might be what he's actually going for. I know, he's going for double colours and red card, okay.
Yeah, so the red card, probably not the best turn to play it, especially because the opponent didn't even junk hunt, he just Stardusted. So,
you know, I just realised something that could be an interesting play. If there was a blend energy attached to the Jirachi instead of the dark energy, and there was a turn where Cristian wasn't able to do the effect blocking bit of Stardust, then Miloslav could bring in his side play Zoroark and use Stardust, discarding the blend energy, and then Cristian wouldn't be able to discard back using Stardust himself, which is quite interesting. And now, there is a Guzma. He's actually already had it in hand, and it's going to be a foul play. It looks like. Probably just a foul play for a junk hunt.
yeah, Miloslav just thinking about, oh, where do I put these worthless cards? I don't really want to get red carded again, so he just puts all of them into play. With the power of the Twitch chat, thank you very much for that. We were able to find the Italian name for Trick Shovel. So it's only 1 Trick Shovel in a stack.
Yes.
And that means I was right. Yeah, you were actually right. The cards you thought. I'm not so good at like Roman languages, so.
So you can decipher some Italian from Portuguese, not all, but like there's certain things which stick out, which meant that's paleta is so there's a similar word in Portuguese. It means like a ice volley stick.
Fair enough.
So, yeah.
So he plays the super ice shovel trick. And there seems to be a judge thing going on here.
Oh dear.
Yeah, we have that.
Well, what did he do?
So he doesn't he doesn't always shuffle perfectly,
Okay.
so he already got a warning for that. I didn't look too much on his deck, but this is one thing, like in theory you can get a prize penalty for that. So if Cristian wants to, he might take one, but this makes all of his ends so super weird.
Yeah, there's some situations where you might just actually want to opt to not take a prize off of the penalty, because whenever your opponent is issued a prize penalty, it is optional whether you take that prize or not.
Well, we will just wait and see what exactly is going on. We sent the computer person to ask the judges on what's going on exactly. We'll find out soon.
Miloslav is showing his deck to someone.
So apparently he shuffled the junk hunt cards in his deck.
Oh, whoops.
So what happened?
So he junk hunted, and then put the cards in his hand, and then shuffled his deck.
Oh,
So-
okay, that's weird. Alright. So but they were able to figure that out. And it seems like it actually was a prize penalty.
Yes, and Cristian did
And
not take
Cristian
it.
decided to take it, and he got the Sableye. Yeah, not the like. I think the puzzle would have been great as well, but
I was about to say white F6 on the bench, and I realised there is a Skyfield
Yes.
to play. It is fine.
it's really cool because also if he has a Verming City at some point,
Yeah.
he can just take out the Tapu Lele,
Yeah, you can.
which is really cool additional thing in this matchup. That you are like you don't play Paris City, but you can just get rid of the Tapu Lele.
Yeah, it actually works out really nicely for him. And yeah, he's got the Garbotoxin set up again as well. He's got the Slowstone and he's got the Garbodor. And he's got the Enhanced Hammer as well to discard the double colours. So actually, this is a super strong turn for Cristian.
Yeah, Cristian N. So that was like maybe a reason to not take the prize card because then you always draw an extra card with N. But Cristian knew his prize cards. He either gets a Gladion, which means he can draw any prize again, and or a Guzma, which is also quite a nice card, almost the same, like getting rid of an energy. Oh, he actually does play Parasity as well.
Aha! So I believe that will be. Let's say I will find it there. It's.
Here.
Yeah, Cita Paralela.
So looks very similar. So quite perfect. And Cristian still hasn't been able to set up kind of a lock here yet. But it's going good for him. Miloslav only drew 2 prize cards yet. But enough field blower.
Oh my goodness, Miloslav is just on it with the field blowers. I don't think he's missed field blower a single time when Cristian set up the Garbotoxin.
Yeah, me neither. And now Miloslav again can just get his resources using propagation trait twice. Cristian counting deck cards like, oh, what can I do here?
Yeah.
He only plays 1 trick shovel, so he can maximum mill 3 cards in 1 turn if he has double puzzle twice. But
No,
Yeah,
I think he only plays 3 puzzles, doesn't he?
no, he plays 4.
Oh, he does actually play 4.
Yeah,
okay.
a lot of Sableye Garbodor only play 3. But yeah, he has.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he also plays Team Rocket's
Handiwork.
Handiwork.
Yeah.
So in theory, if he plays double heads there, then gets all of his puzzles. For the shovels, he could mill 8.
Yeah, he could.
Not 8, but 7. However, yeah, there's 1 puzzle priced here. So Miloslav also have to keep an eye on that, especially if it's looking good for Cristian's prize card. If it's looking good for the prize cards for Miloslav, then Cristian can just invest a lot of junk hunts for a few anyways. And now Miloslav just junk hunting again. One is the field blower, yeah, really important card.
Yeah, he's really getting that back pretty consistently. That or double puzzle every single time he's used foul plays, probably junk on it. It's very important, and like I said, it's very important for him to do so. That's one of the reasons why he hasn't missed a beat with field blower every single time. You know, there's been Garbotoxin has been come in. Miloslav has been able to field blow the tool away.
And now we see a Jetsus.
Ooh.
This is so funny because... Oh, what?
1. Wait, is that
He's took 4.
4? Okay.
Guess it's for 4, and the other card?
Let's say we have
It's a
2.
chorus there, so...
Yeah. So he's got a draw supporter, but still, that's very strong.
Kind of unfortunate, because... Like, I'm pretty sure he was hoping for, like, a dead hand, and also if you draw 4 as well. I'm wondering how many deck cards he has left. Like, just imagine he would have had so many items that he just draws his whole deck.
Yeah, essentially, Cristian's definitely still in a very, very good spot to sort of take the win here. He needs to be a little bit careful about his own resource management, but he can, in theory, put this out long enough to make it so that Miloslav runs out of cards before this game ends, I think. There's another floatstone as well.
So the Garbodor is back again, a crushing hammer.
There's a head.
So this is quite important.
That
I
is
think there was no energy in Miloslav's hand, so he has to play Corvus. He does draw 8 cards, and his deck should have 3 puzzles. Because yeah, I'm pretty sure he has 3 puzzles left. Of course, one of them in the prize cards. Yeah, so we see 2 puzzles of time being played by Cristian here, going for a laser actually to finally be able to take a knockout on that Zoroark, and also a trick shovel. It seems like.
Oh, maybe not laser. Maybe handiwork.
He's now considering his ways to win. Looks like a trick shovel.
Yeah, handiwork won't work for him this turn, obviously, because he's already played the Gexus.
Yes.
And then he just goes for another puzzle. So there's trick shovel and there's Zoroark, so he gets rid of that straight away. It's another card gone for Miloslav, and then just a junk hunt for trick shovel and puzzle. This is where he's decided to switch gears. Now he's thinking, okay, I've got a huge amount of time left on the clock. Yeah, there's the field blow. Did you just draw the field blow off the end of the deck?
Totally. He did have 2 in his deck left though, but it's still a huge top deck.
That's a massive top deck. Field blow right off the top. After it getting Gexus away as well.
Miloslav really blows. Alright.
I mean, we've all done one now. Yeah.
So he's able to use Propagation Trade again, stacking up his hand. If he's able to find double colors energy card, of course, he can full play for Trick Shovel. He can full play for Junk Hunt again to get even more resources back. But as we can see, yeah, Cristian did switch gears to Trick Shoveling and maybe playing Handiworks. And you saw the way he did his last turn. Now he's able to use double puzzle for Handiwork and Trick Shovel. So he plays 1 Trick Shovel, which he Junk Hunted off. Discards 1. Okay, here's a red card, so that might actually not happen. Yeah, kind of punishing him not taking just 2 puzzles of the Junk Hunt, because now he needs to draw both of them. But even if he only draws 1, then he can already set up Junk Hunt for later.
Yeah.
So all still looking quite nice. Let's see if Miloslav was able to get a double colors energy card. At this point, he should have some left. Yeah, and he's searching through his discard pile, so it seems like he got the double puzzle.
Yeah, it seems that way. And he's actually going for his own Gexus.
He hasn't used a supporter yet,
no.
So red card gets this.
And actually opts to go for the Rescue Stretcher.
So he plays double puzzle for Rescue Stretcher. Plays Gexus for the puzzle, but Cristian has a Professor Juniper in his hand, so all fine. He also has another Garbodor.
Yeah, that's actually
I don't know if that could actually pull through, because now...
I mean, there's a lot of items in Miloslav's discard pile, there must be.
And he only has 2 deck cards left as well.
Ooh!
Actually, if Cristian is able to draw puzzle and...
Don't puzzle trick shot wins the game.
Yeah, and this is why Miloslav took the Rescue Stretcher, so he can shuffle 3 back. But still, there should be a lot of items in the discard pile. I'm really interested if that's actually able to take a knockout on the Zoroark.
Very interested indeed. 2 executes and a Zoroark go back into the deck. So yeah, that deck is extremely thin.
And it's still game 1.
Yeah, it is. I mean, this is what happens with Sableye Garbodor though. Yeah, there's a crushing
Miloslav
hammer.
didn't have an energy,
No.
so even better for Cristian.
Wow. Okay.
He should have really good chances of winning this here,
Yeah.
even if he.
Oh, hold on. One problem with the Juniper, I don't have cards in his deck.
I know he has a super rod somewhere.
Okay. So obviously we'll play it out, obviously.
So there is super ammo on his deck list, and yeah, here it is.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
So we know it's not prized, and even if it's in the discard pile, we know he has double puzzle in his deck.
Yeah.
Um,
And that's actually quite clever because he could have evolved Garbodor, but he decided not to because I think if he didn't, he wouldn't have enough cards to put back in the deck.
yeah, this actually might be true. He
Yeah.
has almost all of his Pokemon in play.
Yeah.
He doesn't play too many of them.
So there's one Trick Shovel, and he's going for double puzzle, getting back Trick Shovel and puzzle. So imagine if we're playing the Trick Shovel again. Yes. What does he get? Execute. Oh. Okay.
So only 2 cards. Of course, it would have been amazing if we got the actual 2 cards, which were in the display before.
But
Now we see a junk hunt, and it's really going down to the wire. But I don't really think Miloslav has a chance of winning
no,
here.
because there's too many prize cards left.
Yeah,
to check.
exactly.
There's nothing worth 2 prizes left on Christian's side of the field.
And Cristian has 3 Sableyes in play, so
Exactly.
he doesn't need to recycle them anyway. So he can spend all of his resources now to Trick Shovel, and then that would be it.
Yeah, I think Miloslav has burned through just a couple of a few cards too many, not taking enough prizes quickly enough. Christian, I think Christian's got this at this point.
Hi, I'm Dave, and that's me after I've been drinking and become Spring Break Dave. Spring Break Dave is pretty smooth with the ladies, or at least he thinks so. He's gonna make some mistakes, and that's okay, just as long as they don't involve drinking and driving. That's why I plan a safe ride home before the party started.
Plan while you can before the party starts at soberrides.org. Drink, drive, go to jail.
Oh boy.
Yeah. There's a chorus.
Oh, the chorus. I think Miloslav had enough hand cards to make this chorus a chorus which makes him have more deck cards than before.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. But he's drawing 8 though,
Yeah,
right?
he's drawing 8, but he had a massive hand.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty
1,
sure.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's making sure. 7, 8.
Yeah,
Okay.
now he has 1 more than earlier.
Yeah, I mean.
But I think he missed his double colorless energy card, it seems.
Oh, yeah, no, in that case.
But even if he got it, it would have still been an uphill battle.
Very much so.
And Christian's hand didn't change, so he can just get an Hand Hammer, Trick Shovel. He plays 1 Trick Shovel, and then he can use double puzzle for. He still has the handiwork in the discipline, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
I was gonna say, he just Trick Shovel handiwork, it's like, no.
And Miloslav trades twice and scoops. Oh boy.
Yeah, oh wait, so Christian takes
Cristian is
1.
up 1 game with a really cool deck.
Yes, really cool deck.
And he's playing that really well, also fast enough.
Yes.
And this is, often you don't really have to be that fast, but of course in this game it's really important.
And at this point, you have to favour Christian for the match, right? There's only 30 minutes and a half left on the clock, and you have to think with everything else that's going on, and the rule in game 2 is that in order for the game to count as a win, you have to take at least 4 of your prize cards. So Miloslav has to take 4 prize cards in 13 minutes against a deck which can just recycle life too constantly.
Yeah, exactly. So
Good luck.
Yeah, that's it, I guess. Also, yeah, he needs 1 extra resource every turn. So Sableye, against some decks, you can always just put 2 puzzles and get Super Rod and Life Dew back. Then with Super Rod, put the Sableye stuff back. If you did this 3 times in a row, you gain 1 extra card because you need 3 cards. Yeah, you only need 2 cards to use Junk Hunt again, but Super Rod always gives you 3.
Yes.
And then some turns you can just get like another Enhanced Hammer, plus all the you have Flare Grunt and Burst Seeker anyways in your deck. Oh wait, actually does he have Burst Seeker? I don't think.
No, he does. It'll have some sort of different name because, like, in German it's Compounder. That's. Oh, maybe. Actually, hold on. Let's have a look. I'm gonna investigate this.
Yeah, printing out deck lists.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the day where we use a different way to submit the deck lists. It would be pretty cool for coverage, but yeah, I haven't seen him playing a Verse Seeker, I think. He only used a couple of times. And here we see the handshake.
It's, I think I have to ask our computer man to Connor to look at.
So I can't find it on Wikipedia.
Can you switch the seats?
Hold on one second. Let's see if I can find it here. I have a source. I know a guy.
I have a source. So Miloslav's going for an Ultra Ball, opening Tapu Lele, not the best card to start with. I would say, especially in the matchup where it's a lock. So you really want to just start taking press cards as soon as possible. And Energy Drive only deals 60 damage if your opponent has an energy attached to it.
Yep. I just found out the Italian name for Versiker is Circus Fide, and he does.
So he plays 2 Versity.
Yeah. I thought it is. I thought I saw when I watched one of his games earlier. I thought I saw him play one. So
Yeah.
You wouldn't play 0, right? That wouldn't make much sense. I mean, I guess you could with puzzles, but
Yeah, you could, but of course with Versus Seeker, you usually search just for the 4, and then check if it kind of sounds like Versus Seeker.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you just play 2 of them. Miloslav goes first, using setup, drawing some cards. He again puts a choice band on his execute. Not the best thing.
No.
But of course, you don't want to draw them after a red card. And of course, you don't want them to be on top of your deck if you plays a trick shovel.
Interesting enough, there is a Gexis going into the discard pile. And does that mean we're going to see a... Oh no, we're not. I'll probably might see a Versus Seeker for Gexis turn 1, but just a bridge it instead.
Yeah, so no turn 1 Gexis. This is of course an option you have against all decks, but like we already mentioned, turn 1 Hex, turn 1 Gexis aren't that strong against Cristian because he plays a lot of other cards just to have a supporter card in hand, and he's not that much dependent on abilities.
Indeed, is not. So
that's the turn, just bridge it for 3 Zoroark, Hydrotoxic Laser, Heads.
Ooh. Now, he's got 3 Pokemon out, and he's got an N, so I guess a bit of a safer start than last time where, we thought you might lose in the first 2 turns due to not having Pokemon out. But Laser Heads is already I think it's easy to forget just how much pressure that card puts on for a single card. Granted, like you said, Guzma does make it a lot less. Also, Miloslav just corrected the position of his Tapu Lele to like the wrong side. Yeah, there was rotated the right way the first time. But remember, folks, there's no R in sleep, but there is in paralysis. So paralysis turns to the right. That's the way you remember it, and sleep's to the left.
Yeah, but that's like a mimetic.
Mimetic?
Yeah, it's so hard to pronounce. Oh, I hate that word. Alright, yeah, so here we see Overseek, of course. Grabbing an N, so preparing for... usually I would say this is preparing for a Gexis, but of course Cristian just wants to get as much value out of it as he can. And it's a Laserhead's Tails.
There you go, you take off a bingo sheet now.
Alright, so we are even further to completing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, quite a nice turn 1 for Cristian. He has a Flowstone in play already, he has 2 Troubles, so it's looking even better than game 1, and he was able to win the first game. So, yes, will this set Sableye Garbodor back into the meta game?
I don't know, because it is one of those decks where, although it is very good, you need to know what you're doing with it. You can't just say, like you said, you can't just pick it up, take it to the tournament, and instantly win. You need to practice a lot of games with it. It's the sort of deck you actually, if Chorn decided to play it, so practice it every day. Like, rest in peace, expanded.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Sableye Garbodor wouldn't really be a deck because, like, I remember a few people always play Sableye Garbodor. I think, like, Maze and, how's he called, Jimmy Pendarvis were almost always just playing Sableye Garbodor, but they weren't doing too well, and then I think they all switched to a different deck. Yeah, but now here we see Sableye Garbodor finding a kind of finding it back into the meta game. Can always win. I think it's not that great against Greninja, for example.
No, but that's the thing. Greninja's fallen off a bit of popularity.
Kind of. I think
It's
it's
still around.
expanded. It's still quite strong, but yeah, we saw the metagame earlier. It's like 3%
Yeah.
of the metagame, so nothing you really need to win against. You only really need to win against Zoroark.
Yeah, exactly. Now, there's a double colours going on to the Bench Zoroark GX. That's head tails actually is a really, really big deal for Miloslav. It means he's kind of stuck doing nothing this turn. And we have Miloslav's deck list here now. So it's not too many surprises here. Like what we've seen, it's just it's like a fairly standard Zoroark eggs list, I guess. He's playing 2 Shaman and not 3. He's not playing Executor. He's playing 1. Oh, we saw it earlier when we were talking about, but yeah, no, it's a fairly standard list, I guess.
So Miloslav, double puzzle of time. Going for a Metal Compressor, what it seems like.
Yeah. He's got in the Executor, which I just said, oh no, he doesn't play Executor. Silly me. And now is
and Guzma.
Yes.
So he can just get rid of the sleep, and now it's forced to take out the Trouble, which is not too bad, to be fair. But of course, taking out this... Yeah, it's kind of weird, because taking out the Sableye might make your opponent whiff for junk hunt, but taking out the Trouble doesn't really help you that much, because Trouble is just only one single card, and if that gets knocked out, yeah, whatever, you can super out it back, and then you can evolve the other one.
I think it's more just he needed the Guzma to attack anything, and he just wanted to take a prize, so that was the best thing for him to do. Oh, another laser heads. Poison and sleep. And he's got another Sableye that ready to put down as well. And there's another N.
I remember when Laser was like the most complained card about in
I do too.
Expanded, but now it's Zoroark. Or either Zoroark or Skyfield or Execute. Like no matter whatever you think is making Zoroark more broken.
Stop.
Yeah, just an N. Quite normal here, putting
Red
stuff
life
a little
dew.
bit
That's a
back.
big find.
Yeah, the life dew is quite nice. Not too important here, especially because I think in this matchup you don't really have enough time to always get back your life dew so much.
But it is, in this particular circumstance, because of how little time is left on the clock.
Yes, exactly. I think like the perfect thing to draw would of course be Garbodor into 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, the life dew is really nice. Also, Tails on Miloslav's Zoroark.
Yeah, no, another heads tails.
Now he's just trading even more.
Yeah. Basically, it'll kind of understand is he just needs to find another Guzma. He needs to switch out, just take another prize on something else that isn't the Sableye. Maybe just take out one of the other Troubushes or something like that. He needs to take a prize return. He needs to take them more quickly than he's taking them now.
And Miloslav is using another trade. Drawing, 2 extra card obviously.
There's Versus Seeker, so another Guzma. He's gonna bring up the Nat Rubbish, and then you can just go into Tapu Lele, and then that's got a Flowstone on it, I believe, so you can just retreat that for free and bring up the other Zoroark, although he's debating not. No, he's just gonna bring up the same one, and you can do Right Speaking for a knockout. So 3 minutes 30 left on the clock. And Cristian has got the tool now, and he's got the Garbodor.
Oh,
so
that's a really strong hand.
That's super strong. And another laser heads as well! My goodness. And just a Juniper.
Professor Juniper, but still, this is not what Miloslav wants to see.
No.
He needs to draw a card somehow. I think only red card would make this even worse. Doesn't look like he got one yet.
No, he's got a trick shovel and a puzzle though. Let's go for the puzzle. That tells me he probably has another one in hand already and he wants to get that puzzle chain started. There's an enhanced number 2.
Ouch.
Yeah, this is a very nasty turn from Cristian. Look at that.
2 puzzle of time for Trubbish and an Enhanced Hammer. Puts the Trubbish back, so now even if Miloslav is able to get rid of the Garbodor, Cristian knows, whatever, I can just get a new one and play 2. And now all there's left, I think, is to Junk Hunt. Uses another Versus Seeker. I think you already played Professor Juniper this turn.
Yeah, just doing it
but it's better. Yeah, it's better against Getses.
Exactly.
And another tail.
3 hits.
Oh boy.
The funniest thing is he doesn't even need it.
Yeah, he doesn't need it at all, I think. But
well, that's a field blower, so that's something, I guess. There's we'd see if Miloslav's able to find another Guzma. That'd be good for him, obviously. Do I see the secret in his hand? I don't believe I do. And yeah, now they're doing it the right around. I do believe.
wait, what? I think it was 2 damage, right?
Yeah, it should
it
be
already
2
had
damage.
10.
Yeah, it did.
Can you just ask? I think the Zora already had 10 damage, right?
Yeah,
So
it hasn't been taken
get
damage.
up to 10. No, they did, but they redid it. I don't know why.
Yeah, just
So-
fix it to 20. There we go.
Or just ask, like maybe we missed something.
No, we definitely
This
didn't.
also might happen. But we talked about, does he take the one with damage or the one without earlier?
No, he attacked with the one with damage earlier, and so
Yeah, exactly. And so this one should have
2.
20.
Yeah, exactly.
So he plays Guzma, goes for an Ultra Ball, takes the Garbodor, like we already said.
Yeah.
Not too important. Also, he got rid of the he didn't get rid of the Frozen from the bench, so he can just evolve that Trubbish and have the lock back up. So he could just double puzzle for another Garbodor, but if he has the Ultra Ball, of course, so now they put the damage back.
Yeah, there we go. It's fixed now.
Yeah, I think Cristian just forgot. He remembered there were like 10 damage from whatever. Yeah, this not that it will matter at all. Just to make sure that all is sorted out properly.
Yeah, no, I'm calling it here, David. The clock's almost run out.
Yeah,
and
I mean, actually Miloslav could win. Like he just needs to draw 1 extra prize card. So if he has another Guzma.
Oh yeah, of course, there's a time I was mentioned earlier. Oh my god, no, actually.
So Sundeath.
No.
It would be a Sundeath.
Yes, it would.
So now this end is really important.
Oh gosh, yeah, okay. Wow.
So our timer's up, and usually the round timer is a bit higher. So I'm assuming this is extra turn 0.
Yeah, it is what we turn 0 now. So Miloslav has 2 turns to take a prize. So you completely ignore what I said. I'm not calling it now. This could very, very easily go to sudden death.
Oh, and also, like nothing too important. Now he just needs to hope, I think. The next 2 turns, the next few turns are quite important. He's playing down the Verbank, getting to a puzzle of time. And now, is Miloslav able to get either a Field Blower or Guzma on top of a double colorless energy card?
Yeah, he needs 1 of those 2. The Guzma goes to the top of the discard pile.
Oh,
There's the Versus Seeker.
Seeker, this does not look good. You can see Cristian's face is kind of stressed.
Yeah, but he's not grabbing the Guzma straight away. So that tells me maybe he's trying for a stall here.
Okay, he does go for a Guzma.
Maybe he doesn't have the double colours. He does the Guzma, he brings up the Garbodor. He brings up the Zoroark.
And ouch. So he takes a knockout, he draws 4 prize cards, which means this game counts.
Maybe he's not aware of that rule. Maybe that's why he wasn't doing it. Maybe he's being a bit more hesitant about how he's doing it. I mean, it doesn't matter.
He should be. He should be aware. Like already, like we talked about. We had a really big conversation about this in Prague, and it was actually Miloslav's game. So he definitely knows how that works.
So maybe he's doing it slowly, just make sure he didn't mess something up, I guess.
Yeah, probably. And also, just to check your discount pile, what exactly is in there. So now,
Cristian. If that's the
Cristian.
case, Miloslav surely wins this match, because there's no way Cristian wins this on death. Surely.
Theory, he can win, but it's not really likely, right?
So this is a complete turnaround from, Cristian's absolutely got this, to Miloslav has absolutely got this.
Okay, let's just get. I think I opened the rules earlier, somewhere here, just to read it out again. Game 2. If the last turn ends during game 2, the active player completes a turn if either player has fewer than 50%. What?
So they should actually have already ended.
What did you say?
They should have already ended, right?
No,
No,
last turn.
no,
That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the player with the fewest prize cards remaining wins the game. So there is more than 50%. 50% would be 3 prize cards, and more than 3 is 4. And there were 4 prizes taken by either of them players, being Miloslav, which means he wins this game because he took more prize cards. So it's very different in top cuts, in the top 8 compared to Swiss games or top 32 Swiss games, which means that Miloslav would win this game here.
And then we go to sudden death, and again you got to imagine in sudden death that's how does Cristian even take a prize? Actually,
Laser, hope, execute.
Oh my!
Calling it now. Execute. But well, let's see. This game is not over yet.
No, wait, it
I
is,
mean,
but it's not.
In theory, it is.
Yeah.
These are these games where like for example, it's time, and both players have 6 prize cards, and it's a tie.
Yeah.
Like, you can't do anything to make this not a tie.
Mm-hmm.
But some players like just continue playing. Sometimes it's kind of awkward when you ask your opponent like, do you want to continue? And they're just like, whatever. Like, we are supposed to play the game, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We're here to play Pokemon. We're not here to say, let's just not play. But yeah, whatever. I don't exactly know all the reasons. There can be a lot of factors. Maybe they had like bets with their friends.
Possibly, I don't know.
Alright, so now Miloslav looking really happy. It's like,
He must know then, surely. And isn't that they're discussing something? No? I don't know. The red card's been played now.
you got a prize penalty, or what happened?
Oh, maybe.
Can you just and also ask? Oh yeah, okay. So we sent someone to check.
Maybe shuffling again?
We will.
Yeah.
You can see me, but I'm giving a nod of approval. We will figure that out later.
Yes, we will.
So no reason to speculate here. But yeah. So it was a slow trade press penalty.
Interesting.
Mm.
Again, I guess these things happen sometimes. Let's.
I still don't know if this is already time has been called from the judges or not. Yeah, maybe they got a time extension for earlier.
Okay, that makes sense.
Maybe someone can find that out for us.
Thank you.
Yeah, so our time is up. We see another end from Cristian. But still, there is no way unless Miloslav gets a lot more time extensions.
Yeah.
Yeah, now time has been called.
Okay.
We see them
Right.
signaling that.
Yes.
Yeah, so amazing. Yeah, good. Yeah, it has been no, so now is the first extra turn. But like we already said, I don't really think there is a way there's no way Cristian can pull this around.
No, it's going to go sudden death, and unless something ridiculous happens, and if that actually happens, I might actually scream.
This will be so prepare for trouble, guys. Also, like sudden death is the craziest thing, especially because
exactly, make it double.
Especially because Sableye with Junk Hunt, turn 1 end gets so much better. Like, I remember I only lost one sudden death in my life, and that was against Sableye Garbodor, where he went first, played random receiver for N, and then he could just Junk Hunt for random receiver, and do that until he gets Junk Hunt. And
wow.
I started with Drift Blimp, which had weakness to the Sableye, so he could then just I think he only played like Laser Confused Ray, knockout. Alright.
Drifloon.
Yeah, Drifloon, yeah. Alright, so now it's over. It's 1-1.
It is.
And
Sudden
we're
death.
going into a sudden death. So to explain to you guys how that works. Sudden death is in Top Cut if time is over, and the second game finishes with a winner, and that winner didn't win the first game, so it's a 1-1. You play sudden death. There are 2 extra rules for sudden death. It's a normal game, but you flip again who goes first. So if you lost the first coin flip, you can lose another coin flip, which is ridiculous. But also, you only play with 1 prize card, which makes some cards stronger, like we already said, N. If you have any way to get any resources or to draw any cards, and you play N, you basically win. So for example, if you have Oranguru, N, that's your game. If you have, for example, let's say Cristian goes first. If he plays Ultra Ball for Tapu Lele for N, he can junk hunt for the Ultra Ball, and then, yeah, okay, you can't get another Tapu Lele, so that wouldn't be a great option, but if he plays any item card, so if he plays like a Trainer's Mane or a Verse Seeker, something like that,
Exactly.
in his first turn, and also finds an N, then he might even win, because he can just use Laser and Confuse Ray and take a knockout on some cards. Also, he still plays the Garbodor, so he can use Treasure Land. But of course, like if you go turn 1 N, then there are usually not so many item cards.
You do Acid Spray on the Garbodor.
Yeah, also you can do like 10 damage. Of course, against Zoroark, that's not so much because of the resistance, and also Execute, if you just have the laser, that's enough.
Laser with Burbank, yeah.
Yeah, like even just the laser, like it's a little bit damage.
Okay, alright, here we go. So, we're gonna draw.
I want to catch
At this point, have they flipped the coin yet?
yeah, I didn't see who won.
Okay.
Yeah, it's always like, even on stream, you usually can't see that anyways, because they're just,
It was tails.
do you want heads or tails? And then they flip, and then they're like, okay, I go first, but they don't signal that.
Alright, so there is the 1 prize for Cristian. It's a Crushing Hammer against the Rescue Stretcher. It doesn't say like Christian's going first.
Does he have Ultra Ball, or does he have... He has a Lele in his hand. And he also has a Verse Seeker, as he has any way to get that in the discard pile.
Will he see it though?
Oh, he's no consistency cards in his hand.
Oh dear.
So, and also no energy, so it's too risky to go for the end now.
Yeah. Also, Miloslav started with probably the best thing he could start for his sudden death.
Yeah, Tapu Lele.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
He goes for a Ghetsis, it seems. Yeah, really good choice, I would say.
Yeah, I think as a compromise, if you can't go for the end, Ghetsis is probably the next best thing.
Yeah, Tapu Lele is insane because it's really hard to knock out, and just a double colorless energy card can give you 1 prize somehow.
Yeah.
So,
Did you hear that crowd reaction by the way to the Ghetsis?
Ghetsis, Miloslav has double colorless carded. Oh, and Chorus.
Oh no, actually that's
No,
not
that's fine.
Yeah.
But the color, I think the double colors hurts a lot.
Yeah, it does.
A Trick Shovel.
Ooh. Ooh.
So, in theory, he could control, but he can never attack with Junk Hunt in this game. Because then Miloslav can attach double colors, and he can only attack with Junk Hunt if he also has a life tube.
Yes.
And this life tube is not priced. Alright, so Mono Puzzle.
I didn't see what that was, but
He didn't find a laser yet.
No.
He does have a float stone, so he can retreat.
yeah, he can.
And it seems like he just has to pass.
Yeah, because Miloslav can't win this turn, so next turn he can just attach Floatstone, retreat to something else, and see what happens. So, this is something that actually could be more interesting than we thought it was. So that's double colorless.
Oh, I said he can never attack with Junk Hunt, but that's of course wrong. Sableye is 70 HP, so
Yes, you do one.
there's no way.
You do 1 junk hunt and then.
Yeah, exactly. Then you have to retreat,
Yeah.
or sometimes these, like in the past, Sableye often played like 1 AZ, but there's no AZ in Cristian's deck. I think it doesn't really fit into the meta game.
No.
So Battle Compressor. There was no Battle Compressor in his hand, of course, after the Jetsis, so
No.
we know
He did
Cristian knows exactly Miloslav's hand cards.
Yes, he does. Yeah,
So this is really important. If Cristian can find a Trick Shovel and an Hand Hammer, then this is a different game.
Yes.
Really, really interesting. Going down to the wire. Oh boy.
This is the edge edge of the seat Pokemon, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm literally on the edge of my seat.
Exactly. I can see it right here.
It's.
I should move to the edge of my seat. Hold on. There we go.
Yeah, Miloslav is considering something. He still has the chorus in his hand.
Do you play it though for 2? No, surely not. Like.
Well, he has an Execute in his hand.
You can't bench that though. I mean.
And yeah, exactly. That's what he's. That's you can see in his face. Like he doesn't want to. And he would.
There's a blend in
The top deck better. He has a Flow Stone. Oh, he has Verse Seeker for another Guesses, but he just puts it in the discard pile to have Verse Seeker in his discard pile. Crushing Hammer. If that would have been heads, oh boy. But
This is
if he had draws an Enhanced Hammer, that would be insane.
I think it's safe to say Cristian knows how to play sudden death.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was the perfect set of card moves right there.
So exactly what I explained earlier. Sudden Death. If you have any way to draw any cards and an N, then
Yeah.
that's it. But otherwise,
The only
you
risk
can't really
here-
go for the N. And now,
If Miloslav draws an energy, then he could KO the same line
yeah,
win.
exactly. But it's quite unlikely.
Yeah.
Here we see Junkan for. What does he get?
Crushing Hammer versus Seeker, surely. Or Crushing Hammer Training Mail.
Alright, and now Miloslav, show us your hand. Show us your moves.
Those moves.
Oh
my goodness! Miloslav gets the first, takes the top 4 and takes the match, and will be moving on to the finals.
No!
Unbelievable! Wow!
Oh man! I was like, yeah, it's so unlikely that he gets the energy. Miloslav just